Styled in berets and camouflage, accessorizing with automatic weapons, French guards who some students described as too cute or très beau welcomed us to the Musée de l'Armée. I was taken aback when one pointed his handgun at me and asked me to open my coat so he could check for bombs, said Hannah Fleece. The day had begun with excitement. The group morale was high as we made our way to the museum. It was our first real day in Paris. The sun was shining, baguettes and flowers were being sold on street corners. The large gold dome of the building and statues of French military leaders signaled our arrival. We started our visit exploring Napoleon's tomb, and after some convincing on my part, 6 of us broke away to visit the exhibit I was most interested in, the Charles de Gaulle Monument. Charles de Gaulle gained distinction in World War I at the Battle of Verdun in 1916, and then became exiled leader of the Free French during World War II while the Vichy government collaborated with the Nazi regime, a biography in the museum explained. Whatever happens, the flame of the French resistance must not be extinguished and will not be extinguished, said de Gaulle in his famous appeal of 18th June, broadcast by the BBC radio in 1940. His words became the rallying cry for the French resistance throughout the German occupation. We found the exhibit, received a new audio guide that was supposed to activate as we journeyed through the multimedia display memorializing France's leader and liberator, and then we faced a new challenge. We're sorry, this exhibit has not been translated yet. The audio guides rambled on in French, the headphones draped over our shoulders, long removed from our ears, as we attempted to make sense of the dimly lit graphic display. I honestly only know bits and pieces of Charles de Gaulle's life because the audio tour guide kept cutting out, said Catherine Scholes. We tried to grasp the history through visuals ranging from holograms, video, and images. Ultimately defeated, we ventured back to the World War II section of the museum to gain a better understanding of his story. Once there, the English-speaking audio guides retold the rise of the resistance after the fall of France in June 1940. Winston Churchill launched the strategy to set Europe ablaze. Churchill created the Special Operations Executive that worked with de Gaulle's Free French forces to sabotage the Axis powers, even hiding explosives in dead rats or oil cans, now on display at the museum. These operations delayed German forces on their way to Normandy. Reading about de Gaulle, it is easy to understand how he may have rubbed the other leaders of the Allies, Churchill and Roosevelt, the wrong way. He believed in the French relentlessly. He took pride in their triumphs of his people and held on to his belief that they had not lost it all yet, a resilience I think Ernie Pyle would have admired. I always love to hear about the men and women who go out on a limb to try to better their country, said Scholes. Charles de Gaulle just really struck me. The end of our visit moved us with the fervor of the French, rebelling against occupying powers, following their power of won't leader de Gaulle. Despite the language barrier, we were inspired by the change created by impassioned young people during the war.